Hello everyone, so I'm Nicolas Jore and this is David Bunch. We both come from eSignlive, so a leading e-signature provider. Our company processes over 20 million insurance policies every year from leading insurance companies across the world. So what we do mainly is avoid and eliminate the need to print any paper documents to capture customers' signatures. So nowadays, insurance companies face three main challenges. So mainly, first one is compliance from auditors and regulators. Second one will be checking the validity and compliance of the signature, who did it, where and when, and the third one is fraud. These 3 points basically risks cost millions every year to each businesses. And what eSignlive can do for you is help you mitigate these risks and even eliminate them completely with regards to e-signature. What we will not do today is take you through a signature process, show you how a signature is done and how a customer will sign. What we will do is show you how we can help you mitigate these risks, eliminate them completely through our robust audit engine. And in the following demo that we will show, please remember these 4 points. So our first key point is basically vendor independence. So being sure that you can verify your signature independently from your vendor. Document portability, so being able to have easy access to your documents and each document is on a PDF format or web archive. Digital signatures, making sure that you have a digital signature on each signature block, not just at the end of a document. And finally, being able to prove and show how a document was signed, so who did it, what process, where and when. And so now let's move on to the demo.
Thank you, Nick. So I'm going to show you our 3 levels of audit technology. And keep in mind that our audit technology is comes in simple ISO formats. So these are documents that you can download and keep on your own CMS or document management system, so that if in 5 or 10 years you decide to no longer have a business relationship with eSignlive, your documents will still be, and the accompanying audit trail will still be valid and legal, and you'll still have access to it. So starting off with the first one, if we take a look at the document, so here we have a signed document, and we do signing a little bit differently. So a lot of companies in the field, when they collect multiple signatures on a document, they actually collect all of the signatures, and then they will apply a tamper seal at the very end. Now this opens up a potential vulnerability in the document because there is a time frame where a valid argument could be made that, hey, between the time that I signed the document and that you showed it back to me, changes could have been made. The way we handle signing is for every signature of every signer, we apply the tamper seal then and there. We then create a new revision of the document and embed that back into the PDF. So I'll show you how that works. So here we have a document that's signed by 2 people, Al Capone and Jack Sparrow. If we click on the signature by Jack Sparrow, we can see there's a little pop-up there that says the signature is valid. Document hasn't changed. So far, so good. If we click on the other signature, it says the revision of the document covered by this signature has not changed. However, there were subsequent changes to this document. Now, someone not in the know might look at it and say, aha, my signature is not valid. It says there were changes. But the changes that were made were, obviously, the other signature was added afterwards. And we can look and see the revision that was covered by this signature. So if we open up the panel of revisions, we can see exactly what the first person signed. This is your revision. We can then do a side-by-side comparison and verify that nothing has changed in this document other than the other signature being added. Also, if we click on the signature properties, a couple of other things we can see is we embed into the document the date it was signed, the email address of the signer, the IP address of the signer. And also you can embed other information here as well, especially in banking and mobile insurance. Some companies have decided to embed GPS information when it was signed by their mobile phone. So we know exactly, it's part of the audit trail, exactly where geographically they signed the document as well. So that's layer one. Layer two is our comprehensive evidence summary sheet. So this is a comprehensive document, also PDF, that has a very detailed log and audit trail of everything that was involved with this package, from who handled it, anything that they did with it, who touched it, and from where. So we can see the date that the package was created, when it was completed, and even when this summary sheet was created. We can see the recipients involved, what they had to do in each document in this package. For example, here we can see I had one acceptance and one capture. And then here we can see the date and time when they clicked on the link to sign and the IP address they did it from. We can see when they viewed each document and the timestamp and from where, the IP address. We can see any data fields that they filled in and what they filled in there, any checkboxes they checked, when they hit the confirm, and even when this document was downloaded. And here we can see it was downloaded twice, once when the signer signed it, and then once when I downloaded it to prepare for the demo. So that's layer two. So this shows us what was signed. The next layer, layer three, shows us how it was signed. Oftentimes, the dispute in documents is not what was signed. I mean, the document is here, it has my signature on it. What's disputed is how it was signed, right? Hey, you tricked me. I clicked on a link that said next on your website, and before I knew it, it said I'd signed a very expensive insurance policy with you. Well, we can replay exactly what you presented to them, exactly what they saw and how they signed the document, and that's called e-witness. So this is a screen-by-screen capture of everything that was involved in the signing process. So here we can, we can search for their name if we want to find a document. And so say then we want to see the exact process of the second signer, Jack Sparrow. We click on that. And this is a web archive, so you can download this also and keep it on your server. So we can see that at this time, at 8:10:34, they saw the consent and disclosure form. And we can see that they signed it a couple of seconds later. So did they thoroughly read it or not? That's up for debate. We can see that then they were presented with this screen with clear markings of what they had to do. Then they filled it out, but they had not yet confirmed it. A couple of seconds later, they clicked the confirm button and were presented with an option to download it. Now you might say, yeah, this is all great and dandy for a presentation, but how about in the real world? Has this stood up to muster? In the United States, a lot of people think that our favorite pastime is baseball, but that's incorrect. It's actually suing each other. And one of our big customers, an insurance company, one of the biggest in the United States, in the course of 2 years, or like 2.5 years, had over 2 million claims or 2 million challenges to the validity of their signed documents. The father doesn't sign an insurance policy that covers their son. Of course, their son then goes and crashes their car, and they try to get reimbursed for it. Out of those 2 million times, only 2 times has it gone as far as court. Right? So they see the evidence, and it gets either thrown out right away. 2 times it's gone to court, and in both those cases, it was dismissed after all the evidence was presented. So yes, our evidence technology has stood up to the legal test.
So onwards, as a conclusion, basically, as you can see, eSignlive has a robust technology that allows you to prove what has happened in multiple stages if we recover the 4 different points. So the vendor independence, what he showed is basically being able to extract all the documents and all the proof, the trail of audit. You'll download it, keep it with you, with the document every time, so you don't need to contact your vendor, go onto a separate web page to be able to check that. And all this basically allows you to stay competitive, protect your business, and protect your brand. So if you want to know more, feel free to come and meet us at our booth and ask any questions. Thank you very much.